everybody, how you doing? Hopefully you've had a nice Sunday so far. Guess what? It's time for Sydney Social Live all over again. So I hope you're as excited as I am. Now for those of you who are new to this show, what is Sydney Social Live? Well, it's a thought-provoking, one-of-its-kind talk show where we put the spotlight on harsh hidden realities of modern-day social circles, particularly in Sydney. Harsh realities that a lot of people are struggling with, but unfortunately not many people are talking about it. What is the purpose of the show? The purpose of the show is to spark important conversations, promote empathy, and to foster a community that is positive, non-judgmental, and very inclusive. Now, as you all know, in each episode, I invite a special guest to join me in a tete-a-tete, in a chat. And today, we have the very lovely Namita Matani here with us. So Namita, welcome and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Nim, for having me here. You make me feel like a celebrity.
You are a celebrity.
It's a pleasure and a real honor to be on your show. So thank you so much. And I also want to say thank you to you for all your uplifting posts. That really makes our day, and especially when you're feeling low and we read your posts.
Yes.
And I'm sure I'm talking for a segment for people, but yeah, thanks for everything.
That's very sweet. Now, I'm super excited because I know we have a lineup of very important topics, so I hope you're just as excited as I am.
Yes, very excited. Thank you.
Fabulous. I need to actually read your bio, which I completely forgot to keep it ready, but I have it here. Give me one take, everybody. Just give me a second. We've got it here, right?
Yes.
Yes, good.
I don't have a very extensive bio, but
I found it. Found it. Okay. So, how does one do justice to Namita? We will try our best. Now, Namita has been in Sydney since 2011, and she moved from Auckland, where she was there for 15 years. Born and raised in Mumbai. Amchi Mumbaichi mulgi. So I'm also from Mumbai, as you all know. Namita has a finance degree and has been in banking for her entire career life. What are her interests? Well, they lie in traveling, acting, and watching mystery thriller movies. Now, I have actually watched Namita on stage and she is brilliant. I do think that she doesn't do enough of it. We want to see more of her on stage.
Wow, thank you. Yes, given the opportunity, yes.
Absolutely. So all you people out there who make plays and stuff, here's an absolute talent sitting next to me. So please do approach her for your next play or theatrical project. And I think acting also, Namita, is something where you've got to have the ability to touch the chord with an audience. And not everyone can do it. Yeah. But when I was there watching you, I think it was a couple of months ago, I think you were brilliant.
Thank you.
So
it's all about expression, really.
Yes.
It's all about getting your message across.
Absolutely. And lastly, Namita enjoys walking and she enjoys taking photos of nature and outdoors. So welcome again and let's dive right in.
Thank you. That was a wonderful introduction. Thank you.
Okay, so Namita, we have a very hatke topic right now, okay? And this is something that people are not really talking about, but I'm sure many of you watching this have been thinking it. What is it? Okay, so I'm going to give a blanket statement, okay? And I'm going to get Namita to shed more light on it. Friends are not marketing managers. Love it. Let me repeat it. Friends are not marketing managers. I bet you're wondering what it is, but I think you know what I'm referring to. Namita, we've spoken offline about this. Yep. Can you shed some light on this whole concept?
Yep. I think, so in the Sydney social scene, we've got a lot of friends that, run their own businesses and it's an absolute delight to see that they're so successful in what they're doing.
Yep.
They're juggling between jobs, families, plus their own small businesses they've got. Having said that, yes, when anybody starts a new small business, they all ask, support and kind of empower them to, get successful, word of mouth, whatever that might be. And you do that, and then you have all these local finalist awards, etc. They'll come and say, please vote. We all do that.
Yes.
But I think there has been, this is my view and this is what I have noticed, that there could be a time when, friends are advertising these businesses on social media. Mm-hmm. And I think there's been an implied, expectation that you would like or you would comment, or on other social media platforms when people would ask a random question about a service or a product or something. The expectation would be that, oh, you would recommend it all the time. But look, having said that, you've done it a few times. I mean, word of mouth, offline, also without that person knowing, you would have said, go to so and so person, they're doing really well, or they have this in stock, or they this is the service they're providing, and you do that all the time. It is not necessary for you to be validating that all the time.
Correct.
So that's why I say that don't take your friends for granted, as in just because you are running a business and just because you're friends, it becomes a pressure for us to keep on
and also I've noticed that if you don't do it, then there's a whole sulking session that happens, and then people will think, oh look, if she was a true friend, she would be sharing my posts. But like you said, we've done it a few times. And if you want help with marketing, then most entrepreneurs would outsource it and have a marketing team.
Absolutely. Yes. And you know what happens, look, a lot of times, and people know this, like when you're on social media platforms, the algorithm works like the more you go and like a particular thing, your whole news feed or your whole thing just gets flooded with that. I mean, you want to be looking at other things too, if you understand the tone of what I'm trying to say, or if the viewers understand what I'm trying to
I'm sure they do.
So I think friends shouldn't really get that,
it should not be one of those criteria for friendship that, okay, I'll be friends with someone only if she shares my business post X number of times. And nowadays, Namita, I've noticed in modern day social circles that the criteria for choosing friends has changed drastically since the good old days. Back in the days, it was, do we have the same values? Do we have the same viewpoint? Nowadays is how often do you actually, recommend me on social media?
Correct. And it's all about, attending events to where you might be, a sponsor, or where you might have something, it's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But it shouldn't be the expectation that you're, if
mandatory.
Exactly. So I think that was a message I had, where it should be that, yes, friends can be great ambassadors, promote word of mouth, all that, but they're not like your
marketing managers. And they should not be your sole source of promotion. So as an entrepreneur myself, I've got so many activities, as you know, and initiatives. I can't depend on my friends to constantly market it for me. And to hold it against somebody because they didn't, is a bit much. While we're on this topic, Namita, I have also noticed that, and we've talked about this offline, that sometimes if you are an entrepreneur who's selling a particular product or service, so let's say you're into ethnic wear, or you are into catering, or you sell jewelry, or whatever the case may be, there is often this unwritten expectation that if you're my friend, then you will always purchase only from me. Right? Heaven forbid you go and buy from somebody else. So there's this compulsion. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, I mean, to a certain extent, yes, I think that would be the case. But I am very neutral. So yes, while I will go and like businesses or support friends or whatever, ultimately I am a consumer at the end of the day. And likewise, there are people also out there who are consumers, and they would want to buy what they best want, or what actually suits their requirements. So that should always be an open platform, and in fact that's a good thing, because then you're a true friend. Like if you're not buying it from that friend, friend knows that, okay, there's some competition there, how can I up my business? So it's as good as it gets. Like you
and
should have that freedom of choice. We support, we purchase something here and there, that's great, but support is up to a point.
Correct. And also, Namita, when you first launch a business, right? Let's say a friend launches a business for the first time. It's always hardest to get it off the ground when it's brand new. That's when you really need your family, your friends coming in and purchasing a few things, so you feel that, okay, I'm off to a good start, right? And a true friend would do that.
Absolutely.
We would go and we would purchase. But then that expectation that each time, for instance, each time I want to buy a certain kind of outfit, if it is my best friend who's running that business, then it should not be the compulsory thing that I should only buy from her. I should be free to buy it from whoever. And it doesn't mean I'm less of a friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the key message.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So out there, as fellow entrepreneurs, I'm sure you would understand the pain of marketing efforts, but I think we should go a little easy on our friendships and not hold it against our friends if they don't constantly share our posts or promote our latest service or product. Let's go easy on our friends because they're doing their best to support us. And ultimately, friendship is a lot more than what somebody can do for us from a marketing perspective, right? So let's go back to those days when good old friendships existed for the right reasons.
Correct.
Fabulous. Thank you for sharing your insights on that. Now we come to a topic, Namita, that, you know what? Honestly, everybody would resonate with this.
Right.
And I know you have some really interesting tidbits to share. It's about groupism
Yeah.
and gossip. Groupism and gossip. It's
Yeah.
got even a ring to it. Tell us about groupism. What is groupism? I thought it was left behind in kindergarten. What is all this?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. No. So there are still, friends. And look, there's nothing wrong with it. Again, I want to make that disclaimer very clear that there's nothing wrong with having a group of friends where you belong to.
Yeah.
Right? But what happens in that process? Sometimes it becomes like a herd mentality. And sometimes the expectation is there could be key dominant members in the group of friends, and they want to do something, and the others just follow.
Yes.
Right?
Blindly.
It will not necessarily be something that you want to do. Or there are instances where you need those dominant members to even do what you want to do. So that groupism, so yes, personally, your posts have helped that there's nothing wrong with solitude.
Yes.
Before, yes, there used to be instances where you feel, every time we're doing what they're doing,
Yes.
sometimes at least do what we want to do, like that kind of a thing,
Koi meri bhi suno.
Maybe so, no, exactly. So based on that, it's like personally I learned to, kind of move away.
Yeah.
Like if there was something that the group was doing
Yeah.
and it did not agree so much with what I wanted to do, it was okay not to be part of it. And then it just means that then it becomes a chain effect.
Yeah.
You don't come. Or you are doing other things,
Yeah.
and that will go on to our next topic. It will flow on there,
Yes,
and then
yes.
it starts a chain of reaction. She doesn't want to come with
Yeah.
us, or doesn't want to be part of this group, and wants to do other things, and then it just becomes like
A domino effect. But
domino
does
effect.
it mean that this person then becomes isolated?
Well, to some extent, yes, because then the assumption is that they don't want to hang out with us. So then, they don't really come back or
Try to clarify.
Again, it's to do with, social media, where you have so many WhatsApp groups and,
Yeah.
just because you may not be active in one, that then suddenly you feel like, okay, the thinking is you want to be sidelined. out of
Yes,
it.
yes,
So
yes.
though that, as you mentioned, it's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
And, then it just becomes a case of, doesn't want to keep up with us. Those kind of misunderstandings
Yes.
come from there.
Namita, I have actually observed, and because I work a lot in the space of empowerment and mental health, this behavior of
Yeah.
groupism, isolation, ostracism, removing someone from a group, has actively played a part in negatively impacting people's mental health.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Because people feel isolated.
Yeah.
Often a lot of people are migrants, they've come to a new country, they've left behind everything that was familiar, safe.
Yeah.
To come here, many times they don't have family members, so their friends are their family, right? And I'm sure a lot of people watching would resonate. When these friends who are standbys for our family members isolate,
Yeah.
it can be devastating.
It can be, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think
Absolutely.
people should also be cognizant of these.
Very much, and then it is also about it is also about understanding that sometimes it is okay that solitude comes in, and then you discover other things. Like
Yes.
when these things happened to me, when I was felt okay, I was made to drift apart from certain groups of friends that I was in, but that made me discover so many other things. Like I found the Sari Club.
Yeah.
I'm an active member there, and non-judgmental group of women. I may not be close to anybody in particular, but I go there
To have fun.
have fun. I look good and I feel good.
Oh, by the
and
way, she
it's
looks
about-
amazing in her saris, and she's got a really cool collection.
Thank
So.
you. And then I found drama. I discovered that.
Yes.
I found a whole subsection of people there
Yes.
that just came from diverse creative backgrounds, and it's just we have fun. And I always remind myself. In fact, my husband plays a big role there. He always reminds me that it's a hobby and cultivate it, and don't have too much expectation, but go with the flow.
Yes.
That way. So that's what it is. You know, from isolation, it's like, okay, learn to accept that solitude.
Yes.
Even if you moved away from your groups of friends, you don't want to be part of the gossip that goes behind, because you know people have talked about you. You can sense, you know, when two or three people are talking about the same thing, you know, okay, this is what the impression has been created. So when
and finally, people think that nobody's noticed.
Yeah,
but it
you
is
do
so
notice.
obvious.
You do
Sometimes it
notice.
is so
very
obvious. Yeah.
Yes. So I think in that instance, that isolation was a good thing, because it made me accept solitude sometimes, and in that solitude I learned to branch out into so many other things. And don't get me wrong, I still have so many friends.
Yes,
And touch wood, I'm very grateful, and I really love all my friends out there. And it's
So
like
big shout out to Namita's friends. She loves you all.
Yes.
And it's a blessing to have friends
Deep
that are
gratitude, and even the friends, even that we may have drifted apart, I'm actually so grateful and thankful, because from every friend or every person that has connected with me, I have learned something from them. They have inspired me in ways beyond.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that is the thing I always want to say to myself: pick the good from people.
Yes.
Look, we are all human beings. We all have our, you know, pros and cons,
Yeah.
and, you know, our goods and bads.
Yeah.
But if you pick and you focus on the goods of your friendship,
Yes.
they will be lifelong friends, even though they are not the closest of your friends.
I think that's a gem of a piece of advice, that we all have flaws. So like Namita said, focus on the good.
Yep.
And you will have friendships for life. That is so important. I'm just reading some comments here. I know that Shilpi Jain has written, good call out. Friend can be a great ambassador, but not your marketing manager. There you go. So that's from Shilpi. Thanks, Shilpi, for leaving your comments. Hi, Vijaya. Vijaya Dhruv, she says it's a great session. Thank you. Shipra says, agreed. Shilpi saying it's a great topic to dive into. Hi, Tashir. Tashir Mehdi Sonvi. He says, very nice. I'm from India. So that's a lot of comments. That's fabulous. Thank you, everybody. Keep the comments coming. And Namita, was there anything else we needed to add on groupism and gossip? We've covered most of it.
Yeah.
Cool. So that segues really well into our next topic, which is seeing is believing. We're coming up with some taglines today. Seeing is believing. Very cryptic message there. So tell us more.
I should start writing.
I think you should. I love these one-liners. First we had friends are not marketing managers, and now we've got seeing is believing. How cool is that? Tell us more.
Again, this is thanks to our social media, thanks to this you know, small mobile that is in our hands
that can do
keeps
so
us
much
connected with the whole global world out there 24/7, and it's whatever you see on the group is, you know, people start believing that yes, you're smiling, photographs, you know, everything is going good and
very popular hai.
Right. It's like, Arey, she's out here also. Arey, she was out there also.
Subah to idhar thi, abhi idhar hai.
You're having a grand time, great time. And sometimes I started thinking about this myself, and because I used to also think like that when I used to see photos of other people's, and I'm thinking, my God, this person has some stamina to be out there for every second event possible.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself that yes, even I'm going out and about. I like concerts. My husband likes music concerts. I would like plays or dramas or something. We would go there. I love playing garba, so you probably will see me in some Navratri events. And yes, I'll go out and about.
Yeah.
But I realized that there is also a mental side of everybody that is going out there. That why are they going out? And I can talk for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I have a family where I have an elderly mother-in-law that I'm looking after, and my elderly father.
Wow.
Right? And 2 kids. So we're a big family. Sometimes going out like this is all about self-care. It's all about going out, getting your you know, mental frame of mind. You're out, you're having a good time. It's all part of self-care, so you can take care of your family.
So true. You're re-energized.
Correct. Going out to a concert is probably more refreshing than actually going and you know, calling somebody for a dinner where the whole of Saturday or Sunday all you've done is cook and cook. Yeah. Because again, if you don't cook and get food from outside, you do run that risk of being judged कि, you know, बाहर से खाना मंगवाया, घर पे नहीं बनाया.
But also, while this has actually set me thinking that many times people judge without realizing it, right? And everyone, people might think, अच्छा यहाँ भी जाती है, वहाँ भी जाती है. But like you said, there are some very solid reasons sometimes why people are doing these things.
Yeah.
Why they're going out, and it's self-care,
right.
you know. And it gives you the strength, it gives you the bandwidth to go back and continue serving the people you love.
Correct.
Right?
Yes. And they don't realize that the fact that you've gone out, I would have done a lot of preparation in the background. Made sure that there's, dinner, or made sure that there's this, or I know what the kids are up to, or I know,
Yeah.
that the parents will have their own me time to watch their TV or whatever that they want to
Exactly.
do. It's just a whole thing about giving space, and it's also about you going out and having a good time, and also about learning. See, when you go out, you learn so much.
Yes.
Like, you get exposed to so many types of people out there. And you just learn and you just see what's going out on the social scene.
So true.
So-
Like I always say, there are 7 billion people on the planet growing as we speak.
Yes.
And there's no excuse to hang out with the wrong people. So there's always people out there waiting to be discovered, waiting for you to meet them and just learn new things.
Correct.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Like it's all about connections. It's all about meeting people, and as I said, whoever touches your life in some way or the other, there's so much to actually learn from them. And I think that's the biggest thing about. But again, in seeing is believing. Look, there's the other thing. Like you could be photographed with somebody on social media,
Yeah.
and then you have another close friend that doesn't get along with that friend.
Mm.
Then the
Danger
whole
zone,
thing
danger
starts,
zone.
the whole thing starts about, is she in camp X or is she in camp Y?
How
You know?
dare she take a photo with that person when I don't like that person at
And
all?
it starts like, I saw you were with so and so, you were hanging out with so and so. So then suddenly these people like, this
Get a
group
bit,
will
yeah.
think like,
And
Where?
then many times, maybe not in your case so much, but with a lot of people, then they have to come up with justifications and explanations.
Exactly, and that's
Why?
happened with me. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a business owner.
Correct.
So I'm pretty much neutral.
Yeah.
But I have other varied interests. And I will go where I think I'm respected, and B, I'm getting something out of it in terms of my own learnings.
Yes.
I don't mean getting out as in materially, but what I'm gaining out of that particular event.
Yeah.
Like even if I would have gone for a particular sari event or something, it's not just going and taking photos or
Correct.
it's also there's some purpose to it.
Yeah.
And I'd love it.
It's adding value in some way to,
Correct.
to your
Absolutely.
life.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk about Miss X and Miss Y, right? Just as an example. Miss X and Miss Y are best friends. Okay? Miss X and Miss Y are best friends. Miss X is in a photo with Miss Z. Miss Z doesn't get along with the other lady.
Yeah.
But why is it compulsory that Miss X should have a problem with her as well?
Exactly.
Right? So just because my best friend has a problem with somebody doesn't mean I should be also having a problem. Maybe our stars aligned and maybe their stars didn't align that day and they just didn't gel. So this whole sense of, no, you can't be seen in a photo with somebody that I don't like, and if
Right.
you are seen in the photo, then you will have to pay for this.
Correct. Or
I think it's a bit,
it can get a bit, look, people don't realize this. It is at a very subconscious level, but it is out there.
Yeah.
And seeing is believing is actually a very wrong notion that you shouldn't have to be explaining.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
okay,
justify,
as a friend you ask, I saw you there, where were you, or something like that. That's okay, that's curiosity, and that's like, that's fine. I'm not saying people need to be very prim and proper when you say that. Friends
Correct.
will ask, Nim, where were you that day? I saw you with so and so.
अच्छा उसके साथ फोटो था तुझे मालूम है ना मुझे वो पसंद नहीं है but हो सकता है कि the other person is fine with them and we should not, like I said, कितना pressure on friendships, we have to jump through so many hoops to prove that we are true friends.
Absolutely.
So I think that also, I'm glad we brought that up and made it aware.
Just a few observations that you go through.
And look, we are sharing all this as people who are bystanders, who have observed this happening in society, and like Namita said, some experiences she's also shared from her own life, which makes it, of course, very authentic and very true to, close to her heart as well. So that was it, and now we come to our final topic. ये तो बड़ा मजेदार टॉपिक है, ये तो मेरा favorite topic है. Selfies, it seems to be the buzzword. We were born to take selfies. We were not born for anything else. We were just born to take selfies. Let's talk about selfie etiquette.
Yes.
Sadly absent sometimes.
Absolutely, yes.
But
we've all seen that. A lot of viewers will actually agree
Oh
with this.
yes, and look, we are saying this in the most light-hearted way. This is a lot of fun, guys, and we are talking really from a fun perspective. So I'm sure you'll take it in the right spirit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about selfie etiquette, Namita.
I'm actually very glad I'm talking about the word selfie. So I looked it up, right?
Oh, okay.
So selfie actually made a way in the Oxford English Dictionary in 2013.
Is that right?
10 years later, here we are. So selfies just become ingrained in our lives, and I
Yes.
love taking selfies. So I'm making that disclaimer.
I do too.
I would take selfies wherever I go, whichever nature, mountain, cliff, river, whatever, sunset, selfie. I love taking selfies or photographs in general. So no problems with that. The problem occurs is when you forget, like where you are and what are the circumstances and who are the people around you, and then suddenly you have this phone in your hand and you're just going click 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 without realizing that two people could be having a conversation in a social setting, and suddenly a third person has come in, a more popular type person, and that conversation is left hanging, and suddenly photo, and people start clicking photos. That people don't realize what they're doing, but as a bystander, what I have observed, it just doesn't seem right.
And look, let the conversation take its course and just wait rather than pulling somebody out of a conversation just for a 30-second selfie and then okay, now you can go back and continue the conversation. But I remember you telling me offline also, Namita, about many times there are the people are calling them in for the event because it's about to start.
Right.
And people are still outside in the foyer. The ushers are calling, and people are still in the foyers taking more and more selfies.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I've been to a few concerts of late, and I have seen these poor team of volunteers are struggling to get people in, So either there are people still standing in groups, and look, I could also be a part of it. Like, I'm not saying I'm not a part of it. Like, I could have also been a part of it, where you're still waiting to get a photograph clicked or something, or somebody is like selfie, and then they'll give you the phone, can you click a couple of pictures, and so it happens. Like, it is a very social thing, and it is also a very random thing that can be happening. You don't realize it, but then sometimes you have to realize to say, okay, we've taken 5 photographs, enough.
Or 500.
You don't need to go on the 6th one, right? And I also have a lovely group of other young friends that they pose superbly, and I love it sometimes the way they pose and the way they take their selfies, and I learn so much from them. But and I like also clicking their photos. Now realize, okay, yes, couple of selfies and we are good.
We're sorted.
That way, absolutely.
So that seems to be a very sensible group that you're part of. Like they have the fun, and then they know exactly when to pause. But also I've noticed that a lot of events don't start on time. Quite often. Of course, there are logistical reasons for that. But my dear spectators, viewers, listeners, etc., a lot of the times these events don't start on time because of selfies.
Absolutely.
Because the selfies are endless, and the poor organizers, hello to all the organizers who are watching, I'm sure I feel your pain. How annoying is it when your program doesn't start on time because a handful of people haven't had their fill of selfies, and they've already clicked couple of hundred probably. So I think...
And it's not even just outside, even after they've moved inside, before the actual event has started, there are still people in pockets that are, wanting to click pictures. Look, these events, local events and all, they're also a big part of a social network.
Yes, it's our social fabric that we're part of.
But the message I was trying to say is that sometimes you have to just respect that the organizers, the people who have worked so hard to put up a show, that take a few, stop, you still have your interval, you still have the after thing, and you still have the time in between, but don't disturb while the event is about to start, or then there are people that might be in front of you that are trying to click selfies with the people on the side. And what about the people behind? They would get,
we
distracted.
Don't consider that.
I've also seen where you've had music concerts where people want to get up and dance. And I've been one of them. Okay? But what I have noticed is, don't go right in the front. You don't want the whole audience to see
just watch.
You dance on the side. That's fine. You take your selfies there, but don't distract the whole audience.
Very true.
Like, those type of little etiquette matters will go a long way.
Absolutely.
If people kind of were a bit more conscious of what they're doing.
A bit more aware.
Just about awareness.
What about professional photographers? Poor thing, my heart goes out to them, because many times I've seen that 2 people, like I remember this, there was a couple of months ago, I had a lady, she came up to me and she wanted a photo with me, just the 2 of us. Okay. 3 minutes later, the photo still wasn't clicked. We were now a group of 25. Because everybody saw us posing, and then everybody wanted to come and join the photo. And the poor photographer was, So here I say, if 2 people want to click a photo together, let them click.
Sure.
After they've clicked, get into the frame and have one with all of you. But ये जो habit आजकल चल रही है ना, कि अगर कहीं भी किसी भी कोने में कोई photo ले रहा है, sometimes I've seen people, like I'm talking to somebody, and heaven forbid there's a photo being clicked in some far corner. The conversation is aborted. the person has disappeared. Why? They want to be in that photo.
Oh wow, okay.
They've already been in, like I said, about 50 photos already. So ये जो है ना कि कोई भी photo click करे तो मुझे उसका part बनना ही है, वरना my life is no longer worth living.
Right. I think that's what it is, like a little bit of etiquette. Like it's photos does not just define you, and that too, those photos are being clicked because you want to be in every social media post. You know, that is what I have been noticing, that that's probably something is happening within our society. Like, are we looking for validation, or are we looking for, what is it? I wouldn't call it narcissism, but that's not the right
We're
word.
constantly looking for proof that people care, people want us.
Yeah.
You know, that brings me to this other thing. This I really need to bring to the surface. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this. I'm the kind of person, I go to an event. Sometimes I forget to take a photo, right? Because I'm so busy having a good time, or I'm so busy watching a performance. I forget to take a photo. And then when I come home, I don't have anything to post to say that I've been to this event.
Right.
What I've noticed, and a lot of people have also told me this, that it's happened to them, that if you don't post about the event you attended,
Right.
जिनका इवेंट था वो आपसे थोड़ा खफा हो जाते हैं, थोड़े अपसेट हो जाते हैं कि आपने हमारा इवेंट प्रमोट नहीं किया.
Right.
So I just wanted to also bring to the surface the fact that not everybody is a photo taker.
Correct.
And secondly, if somebody doesn't post about your event, it does not mean that they don't care.
Exactly. And I, for one, I will take, say, 10-20 selfies or 10-20 photographs, but I will not necessarily post everything on my social media.
It's for your memories.
It's for my memories, exactly. I may decide to, in a good mood, want to post a story or something, and I'll take a few photos and post a lovely story. That's my choice. But I will not do it just for the sake of telling the world that, oh, I was here, or oh, I was there, or, you know, I want to just show that I've been to all these wonderful events. This is entirely my choice. That, you know, when you want to post, you post. If you don't wish to post, you don't post. But that does not mean that I took photos for nothing. They're my memories.
And your validation as a human being is not dependent on how many events you attend.
Correct.
Right? So this whole cold shoulder business that's happening currently in society, where if you don't post or you don't promote a certain event and then you get the cold shoulder, I think we need to look inwards
100%.
and ask ourselves, just because a number of people are people who love taking photos and, you know, posting it. For example, I had an Abundance Club launch recently, and you were there as well. Not everybody will post about it, right? A handful did, a handful didn't. I love them all just equally, because my thing of relating to a human being is आपने photo डाला, आपने नहीं डाला, अच्छा मैं आपसे बात करूँगी, आपसे नहीं बात करूँगी. It doesn't work like that. So this whole cold shoulder thing that's happening currently, I think that needs to change.
100%. Like even for, say, like as you mentioned, the Abundance Club, like there is a whole section of people that, you know, come and do some lovely things that
they
do,
were
that I have
here
been a party of. Yes,
I've
seen what they do. They have a good time. They have a great time.
Yeah.
But again, not everybody would want to post it.
Exactly.
You know, because it's there. It's just very important to them.
Absolutely.
They've had a good time and they've gone home de-stressed, and, you know, they've just had a lovely time.
Yeah.
But the last thing they're thinking of is actually posting it on social media.
Which brings us perfectly back full circle to our first thing, which is friends are not your marketing managers.
Correct.
So compulsory.
But we know that yes, this club is here, and, you know, it's abundantly there to basically cater to a number of needs for people around. So yeah, I mean, likewise, even my drama that I go to, what I do, I don't necessarily sit and post everything about it. Yes, if there's a show coming up, you will definitely see it splashed all over our social media.
Absolutely.
But otherwise, it's really a matter of choice.
Yes, and we should stop looking for the deeper meaning behind. अच्छा ये नहीं किया तो इसका meaning क्या ये हो सकता है. Everything doesn't have a sinister meaning.
Sure.
Some things are just simple. You know, we need
Keep
to take,
it simple.
Keep it simple.
Correct.
Love it. Have we missed anything, or we've covered everything we wanted to?
No, I think we covered
जो
quite
बोलना
a
था
lot,
बोल
actually.
दिया ना. Give a high five. We covered a lot.
Absolutely.
Well done.
Thanks, Nim. It was just wonderful talking about these topics.
I know,
Getting
right?
it off.
मन
and
हल्का
just
हो जाता है.
Yes, this thing, I just wanted to say it out, and that these things, you know,
That's awesome.
all about social etiquette, and you also realize, and you feel, oh, maybe this is how you could change, you know.
So Sydney Social, I would like to say, is not just about, we're not constantly talking about what others are doing wrong, it's just for us also, all of us, to reflect.
Reflect, that's the right
look
word.
inwards
Yes.
and ask ourselves कि हाँ बाकी के लोग तो गलत हो सकते हैं but क्या मैं भी गलत हूँ? Am I also going on the wrong path? So it's about looking inwards, becoming more self-aware, and as a community becoming a much more non-judgmental, inclusive, positive community. So let's now do some fun stuff, some light-hearted stuff. So we'll do a little rapid fire round.
Oh, I love those.
Just a quick volley of questions and we'll keep it simple. So Namita, are you a morning person or a night owl?
Ooh, depends.
On
So
what?
Monday to Friday, I could be a morning person because it's work, 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 work.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, I could be a night person.
She's in a new avatar on Saturday,
Yes,
Sunday.
absolutely.
And
yeah.
I know you love a nice party.
Yes, I would love that. Absolutely. 100%.
Okay, so Namita says she's a bit of both. Depends on the day of the week. SMS or phone call?
SMS.
More of a text person.
I think people love the gadget
Yeah.
and you would get a faster response from an SMS than a phone call. It works very well in the family. So if you have to say something to the kids or somebody just SMS or WhatsApp and you get a response straight away rather than trying to call them or
True.
phone call, and that would even apply to a lot of the friends out there.
Yep, fair enough. Chai or coffee?
Chai.
Any day.
Chai any day, all the time. Yes, I love the aroma of coffee, but chai it is.
Chai it is. She's a chai person. So big shout out to all the chai people. I'm a coffee person. So if you're a coffee, say hi to me as well.
Ooh, love it.
Namita and I are going to have a nice hot piping cup of chai after this live event. So that's on the cards. Stilettos or flats?
Flats. I admire the women out there, and I have a very good friend of mine that will wear the most exotic stilettos, but it's not
And actually
something-
walk balanced.
And actually walk, absolutely, and actually walk. And I'm amazed when I see that. I said
Yeah.
great balancing, but nah. For
Flats.
me, it's a big no-no.
It's all about comfort, right?
It is about comfort,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
about comfort.
And moong bhat curry or dal dhokli?
Dal dhokli.
Is it?
Yes, they are both very like kachhi dishes, but dal dhokli it is.
So it's a lot of the time it's soul food, comfort
Yes,
food, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you just feel good.
Yes, absolutely.
Some of the dishes that for I'm a Maharashtrian, so varan bhat with toop, takes me back to childhood. Right? So there are some foods that strike a chord and take you back to a time that was simpler
Absolutely.
and where there was innocence.
Correct. So dal dhokli used to be like a Sunday afternoon food. You have that piping hot dal dhokli and rice with lots of ghee, and then you sleep for a couple of hours on the Sunday afternoon. And,
I love the sound. I think there's music in that description. It was so good. And lastly, what's your idea of a fun Friday night?
No, that would depend. Actually, it can be a mix of both. Like that's Friday night is actually good to meet friends, like, especially when you're meeting some good friends and you're going out for a little dinner or something like that, then that's fine. Or it could also be a Friday afternoon where you're thinking, now I can catch up on my Netflix movie or
Pajamas and popcorn.
Exactly. So it's a mix of both. Like I wouldn't be disappointed if one of the other didn't happen. Like Friday
You've got
nights.
the alternative sorted
Absolutely.
anyway. So
Absolutely.
that's awesome. So we typically end with asking our guests about their favorite cuisine. So what is your favorite go-to cuisine?
Ooh, now I love food. Okay, so I love
You're a
food.
foodie.
So I would be in a mood to eat Mexican, Italian, Thai food, everything. But I think in terms of comfort, in terms of win it all the time types, Indian food.
Indian food, no? I always say if I'm really hungry, then only Indian food suffices.
Correct.
So give a shout out to your favorite restaurant in Sydney. Which is your go-to place?
Tough one. But when I think of it, I would actually give my thumbs up to the Mad Grill House.
Okay.
So the Mad Grill House, that's in Bella Vista. And
hello, if you're watching.
I hope I forget his name. I think Vipin. Yeah, I think Mad Grill House. So if he's watching, great. So it is close to home. B, I've always found like nice, consistent, taste of food, decent quantity. They do lovely cocktails.
Oh, nice.
They also have like pizzas. So and they've got veg and non-veg mix. So if the family was going out there, we
Something
get a
for
variety.
everybody.
Exactly. there's something for everybody.
Awesome.
And it's just good parking.
Yeah.
Plus
So this is the Mat Grill House. Yeah?
Mat Grill House. The
Well,
Mat Grill House.
Yeah.
Yes,
Perfect. So next time you're
and
hungry in the
good
mood for
taste,
something
yes.
like that.
They
Yeah.
also do rumali rotis, and that's one of my favorites too. So yes.
So rumali roti is a tricky one, right? Because not everybody can make
Correct,
it.
correct,
I'm guessing Mat Grill House has got it right.
Yes, yes.
And also it's not available everywhere in Sydney.
Absolutely
So if
correct.
I know now that it's there,
Yes,
hey
yes.
guys, I'm coming soon, okay? So no, that was awesome. Namita, we are almost wrapping up. Is there any last words you want to tell our lovely viewers जो आपको कब से सुन रहे हैं, प्यार से comments दे रहे हैं? Do you want to say something to them?
Just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and listening to what we have to say. And it's wonderful sitting here with Nim. Check out Nim's posts if you're not doing that already. I find them very uplifting. And also feel free to leave a comment. And it'll be good because it's always good when you get comments because it makes it a bit more interactive.
Oh yes, and there are comments, so we promise you, Namita and I will go through the comments and we will respond all in good time. And any producers, directors जो वहाँ पे बैठ रहे हैं ना, any theatre people, she's amazing on the
thank
stage,
you.
right? So please, if you have a really nice role where you need somebody with talent, with dedication, with focus, the lady is sitting next to me.
So sweet of you. Thank you so much, Nim.
All good. Thank you so much for coming. Again, a big shout out to Shipra at Milan Chic for the lovely decor that she's provided. Thank you so much, Shipra. And Namita, thanks so much again. Season 2, I hope to bring you again on the show.
Oh wow, thanks so much. Love it.
Thanks everybody. Thank you so much
Bye-bye.
for giving us a part of your Sunday. I know Sundays are special and yet you all put aside about 30 minutes for us each week. I really truly appreciate it. Love you all. Enjoy your week ahead. Bye. Let me end this. And